I've found it interesting that in the last year or so, I've had more and more women talk to me about the idea of a supernatural birth experience or like a deeply spiritual birth experience. And I think this question is really cool and it's an interesting topic to explore. So, one of my main answers when somebody asks me this is the definition of that type of birth can really be whatever you want it to be. It can be you doing this like really deep meditation and envisioning like floating up into the stars and connecting with like angels and spirits as you birth. It can be envisioning that you have like all this beautiful protective energy around you. You can imagine that like during childbirth, you have this like superpower of summoning all this amazing strength and power to move a child out of your body, and you do actually have that superpower, but like really envisioning it as this like supernatural ability. Because when you really think about it, that's how it feels like, whoa, how can that actually happen? But it does happen. And it's because, you are amazing and you do have that power and that capacity. Even if you're having a cesarean birth, the courage and the strength to go in there with like calm and trust for the medical care providers, that's like a supernatural power. So if you're interested in this type of birth, one of the first things that I recommend is brainstorming what you think of as supernatural, as deeply spiritual, and how that relates to the birthing experience or even the pregnancy experience as well. And so once you narrow it down to some ideas that really feel good for you, you can then brainstorm, okay, now like how can I practice that? How can I practice that so I do have this supernatural spiritual birth experience? So I'll give you an example. So one of my clients, when she was doing this, when she was brainstorming, she was thinking of, being supernatural as like when she's in her supernatural state, she's glowing. She's able to communicate with her angels, is what she said. Creativity, good ideas just like flow through her. That's part of her supernatural power, is like being amazing at just like problem solving, which can be really great during childbirth. She also decided that one of her powers is going to be directing where she felt sensation in her body. So the idea was that, if she was having a lot of back discomfort, for example, that she could put all of her attention on the tip of her finger. And so she went on and on with ideas like that. And so to practice, she decided that some things that would help her would be 10 minutes of meditation each day, where she focuses on like summoning her angels and communicating with them. If she had any discomfort during pregnancy, summoning her superpower of only feeling what's happening in the tip of her finger, of envisioning herself glowing, not only when she's meditating, but anytime she's feeling stressed and just like needs a moment to reconnect with her like spiritual, supernatural energy. So those were some ideas that worked for her. But again, this can be whatever you want it to be. There is no right or wrong answer to what a supernatural birth experience can be for you. But I highly recommend exploring it because it can drastically change how your birth experience unfolds, not just mentally and emotionally, but physically as well, because our mind has so much power over how the body responds to birth and what it feels during the experience. So yeah, I recommend giving it a try. If you have any questions, if you want some additional, brainstorming ideas on what I think of as, supernatural spiritual birth experience, go ahead and let me know in the comments below.